If you've seen DreamWorks films, you know the villains are as wicked as they come. From Lord Farquad, the tiny tyrant, to Drago Bludvist, the dragon hater, and Grimmel, the cruel dragon hunter, these guys have caused tons of trouble. But what if the law actually caught up with them? What if they are put in front of a judge for their crimes? Let's find out, starting with Lord Farquad. At the beginning, Lord Farquad captures Genji, a cute gingerbread man who's a friend of Shrek. Farquad tortures him to get information about where Shrek and his friends are hiding. He threatens to break Genji's arms and legs to make him talk.
That's enough! He's ready to talk.
This is torture, which earns Lord Farquad a life sentence, with the possibility of parole after many years. But his crimes are not going to end here. Lord Farquad asks the magic mirror whether his kingdom is the best, and when the mirror tells him he isn't even a king, Farquad threatens to break the mirror. The mirror, fearing for its existence, quickly changes its answer to make Farquad happy.
Mirror, mirror on the wall, is this not the most perfect kingdom of them all?
Well, technically you're not a king.
Thelonious... You were saying?
What I mean is, you're not a king yet.
This is coercion, where Farquad uses threats and intimidation to get the mirror to tell him what he wants to hear. For this, he would face 5 years in prison for abusing his power to force someone into giving a false answer. Too much for keeping one's ego, but Farquad's villainy is just getting started. In one of his most cruel acts, Lord Farquad captures Mama Bear and locks her away, only to turn her into a rock as part of his attempt to rid the kingdom of fairy tale creatures. This act is cold and ruthless, showing just how far he will go to maintain control.
Again. Show me again.
This is first-degree murder, since Farquad deliberately took her life. For this, he'd be looking at a life sentence, but don't think that's the end of his bad behavior. After everything seemed to be going according to plan, Fiona drops a bombshell at the wedding, her curse. As the sun sets, she transforms into an ogress, much to Farquad's shock and absolute disgust. Furious and embarrassed, Farquad orders his guards to seize both Shrek and Fiona as he places the king's crown on his head, declaring himself King of Duloc.
This marriage is binding, and that makes me king, see?
For his complete disregard for the throne and the people, this is usurping the throne, a crime punishable by death. Farquad's ego might have been as big as his kingdom, but now it's landing him in a lot of trouble. But his reign of terror won't last forever. As Shrek is taken away by the guards, Farquad threatens that Shrek be drawn and quartered. This old form of punishment means that Shrek would be tied to 4 horses and then torn apart by them. A brutal and horrifying execution. Can he get more evil? This is a threat of unlawful attempted brutal execution, a crime so severe it could easily earn Farquad the death penalty. But this isn't the end of Farquad's evil plans. After ordering his guards to take Shrek away, Farquad doesn't back down. He threatens Fiona, saying she'll be locked back in the tower for the rest of her life. His idea of keeping her under control? Imprisonment.
And as for you, my wife, Fiona, I'll have you locked back in that tower for the rest of your days!
This is unlawful imprisonment, and for holding Fiona against her will, he'd face 15 years in prison. As we close Lord Farquad's chapter, his crimes have added up in a big way. He's facing life in prison for attempted murder, 15 years for unlawfully imprisoning Fiona, and a death sentence for his cruel reign of terror. On top of that, he gets 5 years for coercing the magic mirror, and another life sentence for threatening Shrek with brutal execution. This isn't just a few mistakes, it's a lifetime of misery that no amount of power can fix. But the story isn't over yet. Next up is Drago Bloodvist. In a meeting of Viking chieftains, Stoic the Vast and other leaders gather to discuss the growing threat of the dragons. During the meeting, Drago Bludvist, a scarred man wearing dragon skin, arrives and offers a deal. He can bring peace and end the war with the dragons if the chiefs bow down and follow him, but he got rejected. Moments later, 2 armored dragons descend through the roof of the hall, setting it ablaze and killing all the chiefs.
What do you want, son? Years ago, there was a great gathering of chieftains. Came a stranger from a strange land. Drago Bloodfist. He was a man of the people. He could control the dragon if we chose to bow down and follow him. His cloak and cried out, "Do without me." Well, you do without me. Into flames, and from it, armored dragons descend. I was the only one to escape. Kill without reason cannot be reasoned with.
This is mass murder by Drago Bludvist, killing multiple Viking leaders simply because they rejected his offer, so he will face a death sentence for his ruthless actions. But Drago's tyrannical behavior won't stop here. Drago Bludvist isn't just a dragon hater. He's got a serious problem with dragons in general. Instead of making friends, he decides to threaten and torture them, using them for his own twisted purposes. Poor dragons. They can't catch a break with this guy.
Give me some backup here! Drop the ropes!
Hey! What are you doing?
To me, now.
This is animal cruelty, and he's looking at 3 months in the slammer. Maybe some time behind bars will help him learn how to treat his dragon neighbors a little better. But trust me, Drago's not done being a pain just yet. Drago isn't just about dragon cruelty. He's also got anger management issues. When his men come to warn him about the approaching riders, Drago doesn't take the news well at all. Instead of listening, he decides to assault the poor guy who's just doing his job.
I also caught you their riders. Bunch of them out there. They're tough.
How many?
I wouldn't worry about it. Hunting them down, they won't know where you're hiding, I promise.
I alone. First, there was one rider.
This is assault, and for throwing hands instead of hearing out his warnings, Drago's looking at 1 year in prison. And don't think this is the last of his temper tantrums. Drago's got more in store. Drago's treatment of dragons keeps getting worse. In a fit of rage, he stabs a dragon with a spear.
Get rid of him.
This is animal cruelty, which earns Drago 3 months in prison. But it gets worse. Stabbing a dragon isn't just bad animal care. It's second-degree attempted murder, and that's a life sentence. Drago might be king of terror, but he's certainly not getting away with this one. Stay tuned, though. Drago's evil streak is far from over. When Eret double-crosses the dragon riders and hands them over to Drago, things take a serious turn. Drago, absolutely enraged, decides to execute Eret and the riders. But Eret isn't going down that easy. He manages to escape with the riders and spends the rest of the movie fighting back against Drago's terror.
Jump into freezing cold water and then die from drowning.
Ladies first.
Dragon.
Duck.
Get him, you son of an Eret.
Check every trap. They're here somewhere.
This is second-degree attempted murder of 6 people, including Eret and the riders. For this, Drago's looking at 6 life sentences, but Drago's chaos isn't over. He's got even more to answer for. Drago's anger issues keep escalating, and this time he targets someone close to Hiccup, Valka. In a cold-blooded move, Drago tries to kill Valka as part of his quest for control.
The Alpha. Now, waited a long time for this.
You cannot take on dragons!
Thing I brought a challenger.
Question!
Come on! Hit them!
Thank you.
For you.
This is first-degree attempted murder, and it's a serious offense. For this, Drago is looking at a life sentence. No matter how many dragons he controls, he can't escape the consequences of his actions. And Drago's story is far from over. He's still got more destruction to cause. In one of his most devious moves, Drago manipulates Toothless into turning against Hiccup. Using a tormentipede dragon, which bonds with Drago and feeds off his emotions, Drago creates a mental link that allows him to control Toothless. He then orders Toothless to kill Hiccup, attempting to take out his greatest rival in the most cruel way.
Great Dragon Master. What shame he must feel.
To rule the world?
Tear them apart. Let me. Hiccup! Come on, Gobber! No dragon can resist command. Controls them all. True strength, will over others. You are nothing.
What did he just tell you? What's the matter with you? No, come on. What are you doing now? Come!
This is regicide, the act of attempting to murder a king, and for that, Drago's looking at the death penalty. He's not just targeting Hiccup, he's going for the throne and the heart of Berk. But even with all this power, Drago's reign of terror is about to meet its end. Drago doesn't stop at controlling Toothless. He pushes the dragon into a dangerous position, using his spear to force Toothless into the group. Instead of riding him like a partner, Drago treats him like an object, forcing the dragon into harm's way.
Another man, and meet me at birth.
This is animal cruelty, and Drago would be looking at 6 months in prison for his treatment of Toothless. The dragon may be under his control, but that doesn't excuse the way he's mistreating him for his own gain. And Drago's cruelty? It's only going to get worse from here. In a final act of devastation, Drago arrives under the cover of night, bringing his bewilderbeast to seize control of all the dragons in Berk. He calls out to the residents, telling them that their chief has died and that no one can protect them from his rule. As he unleashes his full power, he commits mass killings, wiping out many of Berk's defenders.
What's the furniture? Going!
Chief is dead. No one can protect you now.
This is war crimes. Drago is responsible for the mass slaughter of Berk's citizens in his ruthless bid for control. For this, he's looking at the death sentence. His attempt to dominate through violence has left a trail of destruction that can never be undone. But there is no stopping of his crimes because he keeps adding to them. In a final, desperate attempt to crush his enemies, Drago orders the Alpha to take out both Hiccup and Toothless by encasing them in ice. This brutal plan is meant to end their fight for good, trapping them in a cold, immovable prison.
Is not yours anymore. Try to take him.
You'd never hurt him. Hurt me.
How are you doing that?
Attaboy, that's it!
Hobbit!
Shut it out, Toothless.
Stop them!
Now!
Is it?
This is first-degree attempted murder, and for this act of cold-blooded, premeditated violence, Drago is looking at a life sentence. His relentless pursuit of power has led him to take out the very people who stood in his way, but it looks like his days of control are numbered. That's a wrap on Drago Bloodvist's reign of terror. From manipulating dragons to mass killings and war crimes, his path was filled with cruelty and bloodshed. The final verdict? Multiple life sentences, war crimes, and the death sentence for his devastation of Berk. Drago's thirst for control has led to his downfall, and now he'll pay the price for all the lives he's destroyed. But the chaos doesn't stop here. Up next is Grimmel. Grimmel, the ruthless dragon hunter, is hired by the warlords to do their bidding. When he arrives to meet them, things take a dramatic turn. The moment he walks in, his dragon begins its attack.
Grimmel, my old friend.
This is assault, and for allowing his dragon to attack, Grimmel would face 0.25 years in prison. But don't think this is the end of his villainy. Grimmel's got more planned. After landing on Berk, Grimmel has a devious plan in mind. He releases the Light Fury into the woods, then sets a trap right near her, along with a poisoned dart ready to strike. His aim? To capture Toothless.
In the woods. Ooh, what is that? Toothless! Don't move a muscle.
This is reckless endangerment, as he's putting humans in an extreme danger with his trap. For this reckless behavior, Grimmel would face 3 years in prison. Also by hunting Toothless, who is a Night Fury, Grimmel is violating the law, as Night Furies are considered an endangered species. This is attempted poaching, and for trying to hunt an endangered species like Toothless, Grimmel faces 3 months in prison and a $50,000 fine. But Grimmel's not done yet. He's just getting started. While Hiccup is busy looking through his father's notes, Grimmel sneaks into the scene, walking down the stairs and casually pouring himself a glass of tea. Because why not add trespassing to his list of crimes? He's really making himself at home in the most villainous way possible.
Oh, I hope you don't mind if I help myself.
This is trespassing, and for strolling into Hiccup's personal space uninvited, Grimmel faces 1 year in prison and a $5,000 fine. But don't expect him to slow down. Grimmel's not done causing chaos just yet. In a classic villain move, Grimmel shoots fish legs, thinking he's Toothless sleeping under a blanket.
That is impressive.
What did you do to him?
Nothing that he won't sleep off.
Did we get him?
This is assault, and for shooting an innocent person, Grimmel would be facing 5 years in prison. And of course, Grimmel's antics are far from over. He's just getting started. Not stopping there, Grimmel orders his Death Grippers to attack the Dragon Riders and burn their house down with their deadly acid. He doesn't just want them captured, he wants to destroy everything in his path.
Never seen anything like me.
Ashford, look out! Son, get clear!
This is second-degree attempted murder, 3 counts. Grimmel's ordering the attempted murder of 3 people, the Dragon Riders, and that earns him 3 life sentences. But Grimmel's destruction is far from over. He's got more chaos to bring. After all the chaos, Grimmel gives Hiccup an ultimatum: surrender Toothless by the next day, or he will destroy everything Hiccup loves.
Have my dragon ready when I return. I will destroy everything you love.
This is a criminal threat, and for trying to coerce Hiccup into giving up his dragon, Grimmel faces 3 years in prison. And Grimmel's not done yet. His plans are still far from complete. In his most destructive act yet, Grimmel unleashes chaos by burning down the entire village, causing untold damage. Homes are destroyed, and an unknown number of people are either killed or injured in the process of his attack. For this, Grimmel faces terrorism, with a death sentence for mass destruction. He also faces arson, landing him a life sentence for setting the village on fire. But there's still more evil in store. Grimmel's villainy is far from over. As Hiccup and the Dragon Riders head to Grimmel's base to capture him, Grimmel had already anticipated their move. He traps them inside the building, using his Death Grippers to lock them in, leaving them helpless and vulnerable.
Where's your dragon when you need him?
This is false imprisonment, and for trapping 8 people inside with no escape, Grimmel faces 32 years in prison, 4 years for each count. And the stakes are about to get even higher. Grimmel reveals that his death grippers are nothing more than his slaves, brainwashed by their own venom. To keep them under control, he poisons them, proving just how ruthless he is.
They serve me. Allow me to demonstrate.
This is animal cruelty, 6 counts for poisoning his own dragons. For this sickening act, Grimmel faces 6 years in prison. But Grimmel's cruelty doesn't end here. He's got more tricks up his sleeve. In a final act of malice, Grimmel orders his death grippers to kill the dragon riders. He's determined to wipe them out once and for all. The riders barely manage to escape with their lives.
Take cover!
This is first-degree attempted murder. 8 counts for trying to kill all the dragon riders. For these calculated and premeditated attacks, Grimmel faces 8 life sentences. His crimes are piling up, but Grimmel is not stopping. After the dragon riders manage to escape, they unknowingly leave Refnult behind. Grimmel wastes no time and captures her, holding her captive in his lair.
He takes that stupid baby everywhere. Why the long face?
This is kidnapping and false imprisonment. For taking Refnult against her will and locking her up, Grimmel faces 11 years in prison. And he doesn't stop here. Grimmel sees his chance to capture Toothless and finally recapture the Light Fury. But when all the dragons on the island rush to protect Toothless, Grimmel is ready. For seeing this, he points a harpoon at the Light Fury and forces Toothless to control the dragons without harming Grimmel. Toothless, torn by his love for the Light Fury, has no choice but to obey.
Now our little game must come to an end. No reason for her to die too. The only offer they respond to is me. You tried your best. Toothless!
This is extortion, using the threat of harm to force someone into doing your bidding. For coercing Toothless in such a cruel way, Grimmel faces 10 years in prison. But Grimmel's manipulation doesn't stop there. As Hiccup jumps off Toothless to attack, Grimmel is ready. He fires a dart at Hiccup, but instead, the dart hits Toothless, causing the dragon to fall into the ocean. In the chaos, Hiccup kicks Grimmel off the Light Fury, and in a desperate attempt to save Toothless, he tells the Light Fury to rescue Toothless before releasing his grip on Grimmel. As they fall, Grimmel makes a last-ditch effort to stop Hiccup. He removes Hiccup's wings, sending him plummeting to the ocean below as well. This is second-degree attempted murder, and for intentionally causing harm to both Hiccup and Toothless, Grimmel faces a life sentence. And that's a wrap on Grimmel. From extorting Toothless to attempting to murder Hiccup and endangering countless dragons, his path was filled with manipulation and destruction. The final verdict: 10 years for extortion, 3 months for animal cruelty, 32 years for false imprisonment, 6 life sentences for second-degree attempted murder, and a death sentence for war crimes. If you want, see more baddies go to jail, click the video on screen now.